Hey everyone, it's Jennifer with Rooted in the Rock, and I've got something dropping from the education branch right now. Hey everyone, welcome to Rooted in the Rock. I'm so glad you're here. Today, this is going to be a quick shorty, I think. I wanted to share with you so we're at the beginning of the school year. A lot of people have already started. Some people have, some people haven't. It's kind of here and there. But I wanted to share with you how I use my calendar for planning. Okay? How did we get this whole thing set up and going, right? So I'm going to just give you a quick basic how I kind of divided it out. Okay? This should work across curriculums. Okay, we are, like I've said before, this year we're using accelerated Christian education curriculum at home for our homeschooling year. So that, a lot of people just say ACE PACES or ACE, ACE. So it is, if you go by the parent manual and do what they say, you can divide it up pretty easily. But this is, if you're homeschooling, you're like, well, we have all year. And I kind of threw that around and I was like, I would like to kind of keep our brains going all year. Like we'll still have summer and vacation and all that, but it's not going to be turn our brain off for 3 months and have to start over every fall, right? That's always hard. Like the beginning of the school year is always hard, like at public school and even private schools and regular schools, because nobody's been practicing their math and you kind of gotta get that engine back going again. But if you keep the brain going all summer, even though you're having summer and having fun, if you can do just a little bit to kind of keep it rolling, then it's not so hard to really get started. The engine's already cranking a little bit, right? And so my husband was like, well, what if there's an emergency or we need more time for something or there's a extra vacation we want to take and, how about stick with the regular schedule and then you have that summertime to use as padding and you can do extra subjects or extra fun things or extra field trips or whatever. So I was like, yeah, that's true. Kind of like your bank account, right? You're not going to leave it at zero. You want to leave some money in there if you can, just in case, right? You never know what can happen. So what we've done this year, this is how we've started, is we planned it. And our curriculum has, like, for record keeping, most schools, they go by 4 quarters, 4 9-week quarters. Excuse me. And you usually do a report card every 9 weeks for each quarter, right? So, and that is how our curriculum is structured. So what I did is I got my handy-dandy calendar and I went and I was like, okay, let's figure out, because we got to mark this week by week and we need to be keeping our attendance and all of that. So I figured out, so what I did is I got my calendar out. Okay, so this is August and I've got our first day marked. We started out technically August 1st, okay? But we started school on August 1st, but we were still working on gap work and getting into the routine and getting things set up and all of that. So technically we started on August 1st, but we didn't start our year of curriculum, current curriculum, whatever, until the next week. So, and the first week of school, when you're at public school or private school anywhere, first week is always procedures anyway. So I wasn't worried about that. So what I did, though, this time, because this is, different than we've ever done before, and I was like, okay, let's plot this out, because we know I had already set up my calendar. I set up the dates for every month. I put in birthdays and holidays and weeks. Like there's a week that I knew we would be on vacation, so I had that marked in the calendar. And then I went through, excuse me, and started doing the planning. So it's a 9 weeks, right? There's a first 9 weeks, there's a second 9 weeks, whatever. So instead of saying week 1, week 2, I put 9 week 1 here, and I just did it up and down on the Saturday Sunday box at the beginning of that week. So I marked it, 9 week 1, 9 week 2, 9 week 3, 9 week 4, So I know I'm talking about that's the week of the 9 weeks, right? 9 week 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we get to October. For week of October 2nd is 9 week 9. And then, I went on, so on and so on. And I went through 9 and then I started again 1 through 9, 1 through 9, 1 through 9, because we have 4 quarters, 9 weeks each. And then, so what I did was like, you get to November and you have Thanksgiving. Okay. So I actually, we're homeschooling. We could do work that week, but you have to pay attention to when your husband or your spouse or uncles or whoever you in your family unit that you vacation with, pay attention to, there are some companies where people will automatically have certain days off for holidays. Now, some jobs, you don't get any extra holidays off. Maybe it's just Christmas Day and New Year's Day and that's it. Some companies will give you Good Friday off. Some of them not. Some of them with Thanksgiving. Some of them you just get Thanksgiving off. Some companies will give you the day before Thanksgiving off as well. Or the day after. So you get Thursday and Friday off. They just kind of lop off the end of the week because that's easier anyway. Why have Thanksgiving and then come back for a day and then be off for the weekend? It's kind of dumb. But, depending on where you work and what your job is, you may or may not be able to do that. So just make sure when you're planning, that can be helpful to know. So we knew that we were going to have extra days off the week of Thanksgiving. So I was like, I just left that week blank. I didn't mark it as one of the 9 weeks. I skipped it and went to the next one. Now, if my husband doesn't have the whole week off, so he may or may not take those other days like as vacation days and we go go see family or whatever. I don't know. I left it blank just in preparation. I was like, you know what? Leave yourself some time. Now, if you want to go ahead and use those days as school days, fine. Whatever. But I planned that. And then December, and then we had a week that we're going to be gone on vacation. So, we skipped that one and marked it, as a vacation week and then came back. So for Christmas break, normally you get like the week Christmas this year is on a Monday. So most schools will probably off at least a few days the week before, if not the whole week before. But I marked on our calendar that's our 9th 9 week for that quarter because we're taking before that, several weeks before that, we're taking a week off for our vacation. So we're kind of flipping, we're trading the week before Christmas for that week of vacation. We're just kind of moving it, shifting it, which is one of the fabulous benefits of homeschooling is if you need to have a vacation week on a week that's normally a school week, it's no big deal. You can just trade it, right? So we have the week before Christmas, we have it marked as now, if we use a couple of the days during Thanksgiving week, we can take off a few days early for Christmas if we can spend, you know what I'm saying? Like you can shift it. But at the beginning of the year, generally make a plan. So what I did is I went and marked out all the 9 weeks. I went week 1 through 9, week 1 through 9, week 1 through 9, week 1 through 9. And that put us on a very normal type schedule. We'll be about except for our vacation week and some other odd things maybe, we're going to be about keeping with the schedule in the area of everybody else. Like we have our last 9 week is the second week of May, which is generally along with everyone else. So we'll kind of be keeping to a typical schedule anyway, but we have that flexibility. But I went ahead, it was important for me getting started, going ahead and planning that out, having a general plan. Okay, I know that we could go all year. And I know it's flexible. If something happens and someone is sick, we need to take a sick day or something like that. You can always make it up later, tack it on to the end. Snow days, well, if you're homeschooling, snow days aren't a problem, right? Depending on where you live. If you live kind of on a farm or rural area, sometimes snow days or other days like that mean more work because you got to go take care of the critters or whatever it may be. So, it can vary depending on your situation, but you can always, keep it flexible. But at the beginning of the year, I suggest make your plan out. This is going to be a school day. This is not going to be a school day. Because if you just say, oh, we can just do it if we feel like it, not. The problem is, depending on your personality, depending on your work ethic, you might end up accidentally taking too many days off and being behind or not being done on time. So be careful of that. So I suggest going ahead and plotting it out just in case. Okay? So that's what I've done. If you've done something different, if you plan out your days a different way, if you use a particular style of calendar, let me know in the comments. That would be great. And don't forget to like if this was helpful, subscribe to catch the future stuff, and I will catch you next time. Have a great week. Hey everyone, welcome to Rooted in the Rock. That's not what I'm supposed to say. Is make that, why did my screen pause? Okay, screen time request from the child and daddy is napping. Okay. Hey everyone, it's Jennifer with Rooted in the Rock, and I'm saying the wrong thing again. That's all I had left. I think it's still rolling. My kids are texting me while I'm trying to do a recording. This is obviously not a good time. It's still blinking like it's recording. No, yes, no, yes, no. I don't know.